Hopefully you will have watched part 1 already, but if not, go and do that now. But in this part, I'm going to be talking about some of the products I've used that help me on my journey to finding an exercise that works for me and my various health conditions. So keep watching. One thing I found that's really helped me recently is, obviously on my other video you will have seen that I've been getting some insoles fitted because of my very weird arches, which may or may not be a result of me having EDS. So finally the bespoke finished articles have arrived. Look how cool they are. So the problem is that I need to start wearing these as much as possible to get the benefits and for it to really help my feet and my pain levels in general. But as soon as I put these in any of my existing shoes, they are now too tight. So basically I need to size up every pair of shoes I have, which I can't afford to do. So it's going to be a slow process. But till that point comes where I can afford to do that, the guy that made those for me recommended I get myself some shoes that have a slight wedge like this, because they will be more supportive and comfortable for my particular foot. And I can't tell you how much getting just well-fitting shoes has made to my comfort levels and ability to last a little bit longer. So I just want to say to yourself, even if you don't feel like you can justify like a fashion purchase right now, this will do a lot of good for you if you struggle standing or you get pain in your feet because of the way your bones are formed perhaps. So I'd very much recommend, one, investigating what would be a good shoe for your particular foot, and then getting one, basically. I think what's key with a lot of us that have these chronic illnesses that can't right now be cured instantly or eased instantly, that we manage the symptoms that we can manage as best as possible. And so I'm really focusing on exploring the things that I feel perhaps can be improved with a bit of effort from myself. And next up is some protein. Because I've been a bit stressed lately, I have lost quite a bit of weight, and it's not that I'm not eating enough, because I'm eating just as much as before. It's just stress related weight loss. So I'm going to start having some protein shakes alongside just to bulk me up a bit more. And this is plant-based Vega clean protein, and this vanilla flavour, and this is what Si always has after he goes to the gym. So I'm going to really try that, and he finds them delicious. So that's something I'm going to try and start having as part of my routine. Magnesium oil is something I've been using a lot too. If I have gone for a walk, or just if I've got joint pain, muscle pain anyway, which I do sometimes even if I've not been doing much, to be honest, I spray this on, and this is something that you build up. 5 sprays across different parts of the body and gradually build up to 10 to 12 sprays daily. And it's just meant to aid muscle cramping, stiffness and joint flexibility. And this is by Better You. So it's a magnesium spray, which just makes it easier. And if you don't like taking supplements and stuff like this, this might be a more targeted approach to getting that magnesium in your body. As you guys know, the past, I guess it's 2 years or so now, I've had recurring kidney infections and UTIs and things like that, just out of the blue. Some people tell me it's related to chronic fatigue syndrome. I still haven't got to the root of the problem. No one seems to know why. I've had lots of tests, scans and things like that. It's very unclear. Getting lots of different, advice from people that I know online about what it might be. But yeah, it's still a bit of a mystery. But I wanted to be doing something about it, and I've done my own investigations and found that a lot of people are talking about this thing called D-Manos, and I found this on Amazon, and you literally just put a spoonful of this. It's like a powder, it looks like a sugar because it is a sugar actually, and you just put it in a drink daily, and this is good for prevention of UTIs apparently. And there's been a lot of research that does seem to prove that it is really good at prevention, and even if you start taking it at the point where you've already got a UTI, it seems to be good at reducing the symptoms as well. And I think it's, I'm going to read it up because I screen grabbed it actually, what it's actually doing. E. coli causes 90% of UTIs. Once these bacteria enter the urinary tract, they latch onto cells, grow and cause infections. Researchers think that D-Monas works for a UTI by preventing these bacteria from latching on, basically. So I've been taking that, and also because obviously, you know, I've had IBS issues for many years, and because of this relatively recent addition of having the UTI kidney issues, I just felt I should really look at my gut health again, really, because it's linked to so many health things and definitely is going to be making my symptoms worse if I'm not looking after my gut. So I started taking these things called yeast raiders. I've seen mixed reviews, to be honest, of these, because I think they can work well, but also I've seen in a lot of comments that they say it contains starch, which obviously isn't good for people trying to get rid of candida and yeast overgrowth. So I don't know. The thing is, with all of these things, you can take them and it feels good to be being proactive and trying to do something about it. And you might find yourself going through a period where you're like, I feel a lot better, I'm getting less symptoms, they're recurring less. But you never know whether that's a good phase you would have had anyway, or whether it genuinely is the medication or the supplements you're taking that are making the difference. Because all these conditions seem to arrive fairly randomly and inconsistently and ad hoc, it's very hard to ever tie into whether it's a reaction to something you're doing or whether it's just you're having a good phase, yay! So it's really hard. Actually, a few months ago, I really wanted to get to the bottom of my gut health because it's been a few years since I've had a very in-depth analysis of what the devil is going on in there. So I used one of these Thrive sets, and it's like a home kit. You do it yourself and you collect your own fecal sample, which is always fun. It's a fun way to spend an afternoon. And then you send it off they give you everything you need to do all this. And there's a code which you activate via their website, and then when the results are in, you get an email saying your results are in, and they give you a very in-depth, intense list of what bacteria you have, what you're lacking, what the bacteria actually means and what it does to your body, and the symptoms you might be feeling as a result of having too much of it or too little of it. And then there is the option to buy a very bespoke set of probiotics to help with your particular gut issues, whatever they are. I haven't done that part of it yet, just because when the results came in, I wasn't particularly financially flush, so didn't want to fork out for these bespoke probiotics, but I can imagine it's a good way to go. I can't give you accurate feedback on that because I haven't tried it, but it seems to make sense that, you know, delivering you a very tailor-made concoction would be a good idea. But all I can say is that I found the process of doing it really, really easy, and it was actually really fascinating to read up about it. And they also tell you kind of how to tailor your diet to help as well, like to introduce the bacteria you need more of through your diet rather than through supplements and probiotics and that sort of thing. So if you want to go through the route of doing it more with your diet and really addressing things that you're having too much of or too little of, then you can do that route as well. So I think it's just good to know what's going on sometimes, isn't it, in your body, or all the time really, even if it's not always nice reading. But a company did send me these as well, and these are Udo's Choice, and this is a vegetarian, gluten and dairy-free digestive enzyme, which is a blend of 7 plant-based digestive enzymes, and this is a microbiotics as well. So I've got these to try. When I went to the osteopath after I was unable to move after that blogging event I was talking about, we were just talking about my health again in depth. She's very good. I've probably got more helpful information and advice from my osteopath in the few appointments I've had with her than I have in a decade of going to see other people that are meant to be experts, but that's a whole nother video. But she very much recommended Probiotics 7 Advanced Formula Probiotics, and these are not tested on animals, wheat-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, GMO-free. I got them from Boots, so I've been taking one of these daily, and they are a food supplement with 8 specially selected strains of friendly bacteria fortified with friendly yeast and 2 types of natural fibre. I think they've been helping personally. My IBS has definitely been better at least, so I will carry on with that for the time being, I think. I think one of my main symptoms is really struggling to regulate my temperature, and I often just have very extreme hot flushes that just come across my body, and I just instantly sweat out and feel so overwhelmingly hot that it feels unbearable. And I quite often get this on the tube as well, which is very inconvenient. So not only would those pants be great for tube days if you have a similar problem to me, I also wanted to talk about the deodorant I'm using at the moment, and this is from Evolve Organic Beauty, so it's vegan and cruelty free, because I've wanted to move away from kind of aluminium sprays and aerosols and even a lot of roll-ons too, and at the moment I'm getting on very well with this. So it's a cotton fresh deodorant cream. It's with shea butter and coconut oil, you can see there. So put your finger in and then just do that basically. The only thing I'll say is if you've got long nails, obviously you get it underneath your nail, which is a bit messy and a bit gross, but if you can just get it on kind of the flat bit of your finger and stroke it on, it really does a great job. And actually I found it more effective than any traditional deodorant I've used in the past. I've definitely had a lot less pongy days, and I am prone to pong sometimes. I am one of those people that is just sweaty and there's nothing I can do about it. If you have done some exercise and you want to kind of look after your body, but even if you haven't done exercise and you've just got aching muscles and you want some sort of relief and comfort, I think most of us will be aware of Epsom bath. I think most of us will be aware of Epsom bath salts if we're in the chronic health game, so to speak. So I made the mistake very early on just getting a small packet from Holland & Barrett, which was very expensive. But I've since found, you know, on Amazon and other places, you can buy in bulk. So what I do is buy in bulk and just decanter into an old coffee jar and have this in the bathroom and just use this up and then replenish when I need to. So don't spend more than you need to, because I think Epsom bath salts are Epsom bath salts. They all do the job that you're after. So sometimes if you have done some exercise, your body is kind of like buzzing, you're feeling those tingles in your legs and your muscles, or maybe experiencing more pain than normal, and so as a result you might find it hard to sleep. So I've been using quite a few sleep aids over the last few months, things like this one, which is from Feather and Down, and this is a pillow spray, and this has calming lavender and chamomile and essential oils in it. This is cruelty free. This brand called Scented very kindly send me things, and these are these wonderful therapy balms. I always carry them in my handbag now, actually, because I do these really cute mini ones, and it's just a thing that you can rub on there or on your wrist, and just the aromas and the scents, just they seem to really work for me. They have different ones for different needs. So this one is for focus, this one is, oh, love, oh, if you want to get steamy with your therapy balms. But they have another one called Escape, which I really like, but very much recommend them. They're nice for a bit of self-care and feeling like you're looking after yourself as well. One more thing that I forgot to film when I was sitting down to chat to you is this heated blanket, which I got from Amazon a while ago now, but it's still working really well. It's got 3 settings. I generally always have it in 3 because I like really toasty. Shush, phone. It's how do you say that? Tridunkna? I don't know, but here's all the details if you want to get the same one. And it's really soft as well. It just helps with any muscle pains that I have if I do exert myself a bit too much, but it's also just nice just to be cozy and comfortable with. So I can very much recommend that, and I got that on Amazon if I didn't say that already. I just want to finish off by saying that if you're thinking about trying these sort of pills, supplements, powders, tonics, probiotics, anything like that, please go and speak to your GP beforehand, because YouTubers, we are not experts, we are not gurus. You shouldn't take what we say as gospel. We can just say what we've experienced. We can assure you we've done our due diligence, but you need to do yours too. And you know, you can have too much of a good thing, like you can take too many vitamins and too many supplements, and they can react badly with medication you might be on, or they might not be suitable for your particular condition. For instance, my mum's got issues with her heart and her kidneys, and there's so many rules about things she can't eat, pills she can't take, because she's on blood thinning medicine, for instance, so she can't take certain things. So please just make that extra effort before you just order things willy-nilly online and start taking them, because they could have very dramatic adverse effect if you haven't thought it through properly and done, you know, spoken to the right people. So I just wanted to say that before I sign out. But I really hope maybe I've pointed you into the direction of some areas of things you want to research and some brands you might want to have a look into. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're new here, please press subscribe. I'd appreciate that a lot. And do head to the comments, because it'd be good to hear what you guys have tried that may have helped you, and what sort of exercise you found that you can cope with and perhaps has even helped your conditions. Just be nice if this is a place that we can help each other and give tips, or just, you know, be a sounding board if you feel like you need to vent about it all. So yeah, I'll see you in the comments, and I'll respond to any ones that pop up, and I'll see you in a video soon. Bye.